Guess what? I'm live.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the volume down. Okay. Oh. Hope y'all are having a good evening. I'm waiting to see if anybody comes live with me. Hey, Trent. Hey, Daryl. How are you? Y'all are probably wondering, like, why are you wearing a mask? This is something that you don't ever do. What the hell? In case if you're wondering, I am celebrating. Nathan has been in the hospital for over a week now from COVID, and they finally released him home today. So I am here with Nathan at his place and just kind of hanging out. And he did a really awesome thing tonight. He recorded Adele's live at the observatory for me, and we just watched it. That was super cool. But yeah, he's home now. So thank you all for your prayers and your well wishes for him to be home. And so yeah, I'm here hanging out. And if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I know that luckily they didn't send him on an oxygen tank, which is awesome.
Thank God.
He's doing pretty good. He's held up pretty well. And so yeah. Trent, that's fine, hon. You can be back in a few. So yeah. Hey, Robert, how are you? Hey, Tion. Capone. I always say your name wrong. I'm sorry, hon. So I should have titled this "Welcome Home, Nathan," instead of adult chat. But we're gonna have adult chat anyways, and we're gonna do Battle Kinks and stuff too. So yes, thank you for all of your well wishes and your prayers and everything for Nathan to be able to come home from the hospital from the COVID and from his insulin and stuff, from his diabetes and everything, and it's very greatly appreciated. So, and as you're eating ice cream, yeah. So yeah, but yes, thank you very much for all of everything, for being very supportive. And so yeah, we're kind of here chilling out. I just watched Adele, which was the greatest thing ever. And I'm eating ice cream, so that's all that matters. So we're just chilling. And so yeah. So you won't ever see me wear a mask ever, unless it's close quarters with COVID directly. So, but yeah, I figured, just because somebody has COVID doesn't mean that they have to be alone, and even though I couldn't come see him at the hospital and stuff, at least I can be here right now. So, and but yeah, if these masks work the way that they say they do, there shouldn't be an issue.
They do more harm than good.
So, but anyway, so in a way, I'm kind of testing that theory. I know it's kind of a dangerous test to be playing around with, especially in my situation too, but I don't really give a shit. I don't give a shit right now because I don't have COVID, but I will when I do have COVID. I hope I don't get COVID, but I'm just saying. But yeah, it's worth it to me, because when I had COVID, I was alone in the camper and I felt like I was dying a horrible, painful death, and there was nobody wanted to be around me. So I know what it's like to be on the other side. And so thank you, love. It's been a minute since I've seen you on here. How you been? How you doing? You're supposed to be message it in the chat, silly. So yeah. So we're still going to do adult chat. We're still going to do Battle Kings and stuff. I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to Nathan for successfully making it home and beating that COVID's ass.
Thank you, everyone, for your support.
So this thing is awful. Just so you know, I hate freaking masks. I hate masks. It's so hard to breathe in. But yeah. So yeah. Let's see what we can do tonight. You want to play Battle Kings too?
Not really.
Well, you can chime in whenever you feel comfortable. How about that?
All right.
All right. Since you're home, you get to do the honors of getting first pick, though, because I'm a pain in the ass like that. So you got to do a letter. So the way the game is you got to do a letter and a number between 1 and 20. And if there's not enough in the fetish list, then we'll just go to the next one or whatever. But so I did have the wheel up last night, but my dumbass closed the freaking window out. So now I don't have the wheel up anymore, and it didn't remove the ones that we already checked. So I don't know. So we're just going to go back to the letter and number thing for right now until I can get the wheel back up and running again, which it shouldn't take me long. Let me try to see if I can get it to go back up again. Oops. I don't set my phone down. It's all messing up now. Okay. All right. I got the laptop on a pillow, so sorry if it's like shaking around everywhere. Let me see if I can find a generator. I'm actually I might go sit at the table if there's a spot.
Maybe.
Just like a little spot. Is there a spot upstairs or no? Oh my God.
What?
I'm awake now. Holy crap. You got in them things. Freaking LEDs. Hello. Now you can see all my wrinkles. Oh, yeah. That's why I do not want a LED ring light, because then you're going to see all that shit. I like my freaking Paw Patrol camera that you can't see shit in. You can't see how old I am in real life. So... All right, so here's my wheel of name. Oh, it did keep it. Yay! Yay! I don't have to worry. Oh, thank God. Okay, good. I was like, no, don't make me do this shit again. Awesome. All right, so y'all ready? I'm going to share the screen. How are y'all doing tonight? Oh, my gosh. It's showing my white hairs and everything. Ugh. Ugh. I'm not dyeing my hair between now and when I turn 40, just so you know, which is March. So 3 months, I'm not going to be dyeing my hair. You're going to see my natural hair color and everything. Either way, it's fine. Wherever you got is good. I feel like my leg is going to go numb any second now if I don't get up. Oh my gosh. So yeah. I should have went live when I was down at John's too. We were having a hell of a time. Oh. You're going to get dizzy for a second. Sorry. As I scoot. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be one sickly one, and I'm making him do stuff. All right. There we go. That works.
There.
Let me turn that off.
Okay.
Get a suntan over here. Shit. Oh, I like this. I look better in the dark anyways.
Okay. That's what she said.
Yep, that's what I said. Yeah. Oh, my necklace is all twisted up and shit too. I don't know how to take. You can't take me nowhere. Fuck it. All right. Whew. Release the floof. All right. So here we go. Are y'all ready for this? Oh my goodness. All right. I want to take this off to eat the ice cream. Ow, my ear.
Have you tried this yet?
I'm gonna die. It's okay. What is that? Ooh. Hold up. Bastinado. What the fuck is that? Can you even get it open?
I guess not.
Okay. Well, go relax. Oh, is it like sealed?
No, it's open.
Oh, shit. Oh! I think I just spilled it everywhere.
Did you really? No,
Oops,
you didn't.
my bad.
You did not.
For those of you who are wondering, have y'all ever had this before? It's really good. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's really good. Is that telling you that I'm live, or is it your...
Probably.
Oh, it smells so good. Oh my God. I don't want to drink out of the jar, though.
I got you.
He's determined to get me fucked up.
What?
All right, so let's look up what bastinado is. This is going to be some wild ass freaking thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A form of punishment or torture that involves caning the soles of someone's feet. I think I've actually said that one before. Oh, these are cute. Where'd you get these from? You might not get this one back. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. I'm trying not to like steal all of your liquor.
Okay. Oh, right.
It's called Mountain Java, and it's from my favorite like whiskey, Old Smoky Moonshine. Yeah. Foot whipping, phalange, or bastinado is a method of inflicting pain and humiliation by administering a beating on the soles of a person's bare feet. Unlike types of flogging, it's meant more to be painful than to cause actual injury to the victim. Okay. I don't think I would like someone whipping my feet, to be honest with you. How do you guys feel about that one? That one's a little out there, I think. No sharing. Sharing is caring, but not like that. He's been cleared, so you guys are good. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Oh my gosh. All right. Bastinado, foot whipping. That's new. I don't know. Like, I don't like anybody messing with my feet, period. Like, at all. Oh, you know what? I didn't remove it. Hold on. Let me go back down. You all right? You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're not making me feel very confident in the fact of being here.
No,
Oh, were you drinking something?
yeah.
Oh. When the fuck did it start making noises? Are you gonna bring a chair over? Can you bring a chair? I feel like I'm scratching up your floors. Outdoor bondage? Oh, I like that. I just don't like the idea of people touching my feet, whether it's tickling or like rubbing them or anything. Like, I just don't like it. And y'all know how much I've been working on my feet for freaking ever. Oh, wait, oops. Outdoor bondage kink. Gotta be specific. Not the video, damn it. Description. You okay? You know, I always ask that when people can't breathe. It's like when waitresses come to your table when you're in the middle of eating. Are you everything good? Mm-hmm. You notice how when somebody's choking, you ask them how they're doing. Like, are you okay? Can you breathe? Are you all right? And they're like, can't freaking do anything. I do that all the time. I'm sorry. Arms up. Do you have like a cool air mist thing?
Not really.
Oh, because I figured that might help some, you know. Did you get groceries? We should have got that while we were out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or are you going to get them delivered?
A little bit older.
All right. Why don't you lay down for a little bit? You've been through a lot. Outdoor bondage refers to a practice where submissives are restrained by their dominants in public areas. Like most BDSM activities, outdoor bondage normally occurs with the explicit content of the submissive. In some cases, this practice can also be used as a form of punishment. To work around public decency laws, couples normally indulge in outdoor bondage in select places, like in front of BDSM clubs, street fairs, and BDSM campsites. So places that would be like more acceptable of that stuff. I don't know of any near here. Like, what would you do? Like, look up BDSM clubs near me or some shit? I don't know. Orly, hello. How are you? Oh my gosh. What am I doing here? So I've got... I don't know how I'd feel about like being tied up in public. Because I wouldn't want to get in trouble like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain level of like, I'm okay with being on the dangerous side, but I also don't want to get like a sex offender like charge on my name. You know what I mean? So, which I mean, you can get a sex offender charge in your name even if you're outside peeing on the side of a bar and like you're not even anywhere near anybody. So you got to be careful with public stuff. Fucking machines. Okay. Do you want me to go upstairs? Okay. It's a mechanical sex toy that stimulates penetrative sex. Simple in concept. Hugging machines are motorized devices that feature an extended arm to which the user can attach a toy or butt plug, or motor powers the arm in a repetitive motion, much like intercourse. Different types and models offer different features such as speed, vibration, intensity, and power of pumping motion. Some machines will also allow the attachment of sleeves for stimulated stroking. I've actually seen these, and I think I have one on my wish list, to be honest with you. So yeah. Let's see. Those actually seem like really interesting. And I know a lot of like the world today is becoming like more machine driven anyways, so well, I don't know a single person on this planet that doesn't like breasts. Let's see what the definition for this is. Partialism definition. Partialism is a sexual interest with a focus on a specific part of the body. This can be any part of the body, such as the hair, breasts, or buttocks. Most common form of partialism is podophilia, which is when a person becomes sexually aroused by feet. I know a lot of people that are into feet. They have foot fetishes. And I don't think I could ever be aroused by a foot, but that's just me. So again, it goes back to like, maybe if I enjoyed my own feet more, then maybe I would be okay with like having a foot fetish or having someone else have a foot fetish on my feet. It's just, I personally have been fighting to keep my feet good for years, and it's such a battle. I like legitimately hate my feet. So for me, it's not, something that's sexy. But I know that there's like a lot of people like, and yes, I'm going to call you out, lackadaisical. He has a major foot fetish. I actually found online, there's a place that sells plastic feet, and I wanted to send him a pair. I thought that would be so funny. I don't know. Like, some people are so much into something that is like so different than what we like ourselves that the only way to really accept it for what it is to make a joke of it. So at least that's what I do. So I can't wear this mask. It's too freaking hot in here. But yeah. I'm checking the chat. Let's see. I don't know. Do you guys like feet? Is there like a foot emoji that you could use like to kind of like comment on things? That'd be funny because I would totally make that like an emote on lackadaisical stream. He's going to be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Daddy girl. All right. This is something that I brought up before. I don't remember if we specifically looked it up, but I remember bringing it up. And there's a lot of repetition in this stuff. Like, I noticed that even though it's like one kink, there's like 5 different definitions for it. So it makes the kink list seem longer. I don't know. That's just, I'm catching a lot of like repetition. DDLG or DD/LG is an acronym for Daddy Dom Little Girl, a sexual relationship where the dominant male is the daddy figure and the woman plays the role of a young girl. I personally am not entirely comfortable with this. I prefer that if I'm going to call a male daddy, it's because he's legitimately a dad. Like, and I am the mom, so I would be called mommy, but it would be spelled M-A-M-I, and it would be like D-A-D-I or whatever. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. Again, that goes back to like the trauma and like the trigger effect kind of thing. And we all have our own boundaries that we know for a fact are not okay for us, that we know we don't want to cross that line until we're fully capable of healing ourselves from that trauma. So for some of us, having someone tell them that they want to be called daddy is like, it's almost like a put off in a sense. And we sacrifice ourselves sometimes, especially people who've been through trauma. We sacrifice ourselves for the pleasure of another person. And I know I've tried it before. I've tried to call, a man daddy, and like, I just was not comfortable in it. And the only way that I really, as of right now, the only way that I really feel comfortable with it in a sexual form that I would receive pleasure from would be to call him daddy based on the fact that he is legitimately a dad. I don't think that I would be able to get to that mentality or that state of mind to where I would be okay with that, at least right now. So I know that there's a lot of people that do. They do have that daddy little girl kind of concept. And then don't get me wrong, I like being called a good girl. It legitimately makes me feel good about myself. But I don't want it to be like, and I don't mind guys saying like, oh, well, you know, in a flirty kind of notation of like, oh, it's daddy's little girl. You know what I mean? Like, daddy's good, you know, that's daddy's good little girl or something like that. Like, in a flirting notation, it's not too terribly bad. But I really won't go much further than that. You know what I mean? So, and I really don't understand the whole little world having some kind of sexual orientation with it. I don't think that's accurate. And I could be wrong. But I really don't think, I think it's like super hot in here and it's causing you to get aggravated. Are you warm?
I'm not warm.
Are you cold?
No.
I mean, it's medium right now. I'm just saying. Are you breathed in something? Okay. It wasn't making noise the other day. Why is it making noise now? That's crazy. Impact play. Why don't you sit down? Like, relax. Oh, this is definitely interesting. I like this so far that I've read. Impact play is a human sexual practice in which one person, the bottom, is struck, usually repeatedly by the other person, the top, for sexual gratification, either or both parties. It's considered a form of BDSM. The usual targets for spanking are the buttocks, the inner or outer thighs. It's like a slow repetition. It's okay, this is a little bit excessive. Some of it gets a little like far. There's like a whole spectrum of it. If you ever had a partner palm your butt during sex or teasingly whip your hip at the towel after a steamy shower, you've engaged in impact play. So like if everybody's like wet towel whipped you or something like, and I hate how they keep, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. 50 Shades of Grey is fucking bullshit. There, I said it. I really hate the fact that they associate Christian Grey and like the entire BDSM like thing on 50 Shades of Grey is not accurate. I mean, it touches slightly on some things, but it's not. There's a whole lot more to it than just what's being showed in that video, those movies or whatever. It is not a one-size-fits-all. Impact play is any practice that involves one person receiving impact, for example, being spanked, punched, whipped, or flogged by another person for the sake of gratification. A pleasure-based, inclusive sex and kink education. Oh, that's a person. Sorry. Gratification can be explicitly sexual. Not safe for work, private member of club, blah, 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 blah. Thuddy and stingy play. Thud is like it doesn't hurt at first. It's almost like Chinese water torture, to be honest with you. It's very like repetitive, but after a period of time, it's like if I'm stating it correctly, I might not be stating it correctly, but what I understand of it is that over a period of time, that specific spot that's being thudded is like it gets more and more and more sensitive. You hit the same place consistently for a period of time. Eventually, that one place is going to get really sensitive really quickly. So stingy play, from my understanding, is something where it's like an instant sting. Like instead of that slow thud, as it over a period of time starts to get more sensitive and more like it starts to get on the line of stingy, but like stingy play is like it's as soon as it's like instantly. Mm-hmm. So it's going to give a different sound too. That's why they call it thud, because it legit gives like a thud noise. You could use tools. Yes, always safety is of paramount in any kind of sexual situation. And also, like, it's not just specifically to those areas. As it says here, genitals and breasts are also another area that you can do, but you have to, like, it says try to stay away from major organs such as your spine, skip tummy, and lower back. Excuse me. You should also avoid ears, head, feet, and calves. Which I don't think, I mean, if you're going to be caning the feet, what's the freaking difference, right? Yeah. So, but risks to be aware of and to mitigate is where do you want to be hit? This comes into play of like the whole boundary thing. What do you like your bits called? Do you name them to be called anything? Do you have any experience with them? Where do you want to be hit? What do you want to be hit with? That's very key, because each item in your toy box, or whatever you want to call it, toolbox, it's going to give a different sensation. So how do you feel about marks? I am not okay at all with bruising, period. And I bruise so easily. I don't mind a little bit of red, but no bruises. I don't like hickeys. I don't like bruises. I don't like getting bit really hard to where it leaves teeth marks and shit. Mm-mm. Like, I will straight punch you if you fucking bite me and leave teeth marks. Do you bruise easily? Yes. Do you have any medical concerns to be aware of? So, for example, there was a period of time that I had blood clots after the wreck. So impact would have like been absolutely detrimental to me, because it would have increased my ability to clot blood in my lower veins, deep vein clotting. And that probably would have killed me. So yeah, you got to definitely make sure that you're medically safe to have sex in the first place, let alone any other sexual kink or behavior. Do you have any allergies? I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I mean, maybe you have an allergy to the feathers if you use feathers, or if you have an allergy to latex. I mean, those are only the things that I could think of that would have anything to do, or plastic. Yeah. Is it going to be sexual for you? Now, me personally, and this is why I didn't jump right into the whole dominatrix thing. I have previous trauma from men spanning my entire lifetime. And I do not want to transfer that anger or animosity towards my submissive. I do not want to do that. They don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. None of it. I have to get past and heal from that trauma before I engage in any kind of domination type situation. You have to stop yourself from allowing your past to interfere with your current life. And that goes with anything. So yes, you would have to make sure that it's purely sexual, that it's not anything like, especially like if you guys have had a fight like 2 weeks ago, and then now all of a sudden you want to take that aggression out on them. No, that's not what that's for. Like, I mean, I get like the whole back and forth bit play of like, you know, teasing and like being a little brat or whatever, but you're not actually taking anger out on somebody. And there's a fine line between that. Like, yes, it's okay to be aggressive in a sense of being dominant, but it's not okay to be aggressive in the fact of being violent. And there is a huge difference between the two. Stop should always be stop, but I mean, you definitely have to have safe words, safe cues, and respect them 100%, no matter how far into it you are and how good it feels or whatever. you have to stop whenever they hit that word, because for them at that point, if you don't, you've automatically broken any bond that you would have had. Safe cues could be taps, a specific word, especially in situations where, like it says here, where you have impact play with something like a ball gag that restricts your ability to speak. And this is where it comes into like a specific tap or a specific cue that tells your partner, you need to stop right now. Like right now. Because if I continue to give you that cue and you don't stop, that's automatically trauma for me. And I will never want to get to that point with anyone ever again, because that breaks the trust. Pain scale is definitely one. Like, there's no really like 1 to 10 scale, I don't think, for pain. They use it in hospitals. It's ridiculous. It's just a general form, but either way. I feel like my pain level is not as high as a lot of other people's is. So I don't get excited with excessive amounts of pain. Some people do. So slapping, I don't mind it. Don't slap my face. Thighs, I don't mind. Cheeks, like as in my buttocks. Breasts, I don't mind. I don't want somebody to, I don't have a penis, so nobody would smack my penis anyway. Pubic mound, I've never heard of it called that way. That is a new word. I'm going to add that tomorrow morning's new thing that I learned. Pubic mound. That's usually called a fupa to me, or like pelvic area. Start with light slaps before moving on to stronger ones. I'm not even getting into punching because that just sounds horrible. Kicking sounds horrible. I mean, some people are into getting kicked. I'm not. But then again, that's my personal boundary. Spanking, I don't mind too much as long as you're going up from the bottom. Don't hit top down on my hip because I'll just want to throat punch you. Like, I prefer to go up from the bottom, like, and give me a good lift and remind me of who's in charge kind of thing. You know, flogging is new to me. I'm learning that. It's like a whip, but it's got it's like a cat o' nine tails kind of, but it's got a bunch of tassels on it. Whipping is like a singular whip, I think. Caning is a cane. And aftercare is something that needs to be asked prior to the situation even starting. This is early on dominatrix type talk where you start the conversation. You have to ask, from a dominatrix point of view, you have to ask, what do they want after all of this is said and done? Because you have an agreement, so to speak, up front of, okay, these are the things that we're going to do. This is what, you expect of me to do for you. And, this is my boundaries. This is a communication thing where you have to have with your person before even engaging in anything in the first place. Yes, you can test those boundaries in the in the process, but aftercare needs to be addressed prior to any kind of sexual situation. Because if you don't know what they're going to expect at the end of it, and you get almost all the way through, and then you just end it, you don't fuck them up. The other person's expecting a certain amount from you. So, and I know that I would be too. I would be very disappointed if I didn't get cuddles afterwards. So, but yeah. I don't like the bruising thing, but yeah, you could ice bruises, tend into wounds, which I'm not into the whole wound thing. I know some people are. Rehydrating is key because it wears you out. The sex is like, I think, the number one exercise that there is out there. Sexual urge. Preparing and eating food. Yes, you have to maintain health during all of it as well. Again, it goes back to making sure you're healthy for sex. So,
Still got people on.
Here and there. Sex magic. I highly believe in this. Not highly. I do believe in this. But then again, that goes along with like my whole spiritual side too. And if you're into like chakras and all that other stuff too. Sometimes sex, spelled sex magic, is any time of sexual activity used in magical, ritualistic, or otherwise religious or spiritual pursuits. One practice of sex magic is using sexual arousal or orgasm with visualization of a desired result. A premise posited. I can't read that word. Posited by sex magicians is the concept that sexual energy is a potent force that can be harnessed and transcends one's normally perceived reality. Perfect example of this. Because when you climax, your energy level is so, as far as spiritually, your energy level is so high and peaked in that moment. Your thoughts at that moment can manifest during sex. That sounds crazy. Legit, if you get off and you think that you won the motherfucking lottery, there's a possibility a large sum of money will come to you shortly after. Not even joking. And I know everybody watching the stream now is going to be like, that's all I'm going to think about. Anything that you think of when you're at a high energy level peak, you're going to accentuate that thought wave. Okay, so it goes along with like, when you have a high energy vibration, your brain waves send signals into the universe. And what you send out, the universe responds to. Now, it's not immediate. It's in what they say, call it God's time or whatever you want to call it. But try it. The next time, even if you're doing it yourself, the next time that you peak, think about something very, very specific. Like intentionally think about something very specific. And wait a while. Give it like 2-3 weeks, a month at the max. But give it a period of time and see if it manifests. You can try it. Also, chastity helps in that also. When you forcefully refrain from doing something that you would normally do, and it like cycles through your system, perfect example, stopping doing drugs, stopping drinking, stopping smoking, stopping doing things that you would be repetitive in doing in a day-to-day basis, drinking sodas, anything that's not healthy for you, but like there's also things that are healthy for you that are repetitive. And I'm not saying like don't shower or whatever, but like refraining from sexual activity, even touching yourself in any way, can actually enhance your abundance level in a spiritual term. So, and I'm probably saying this all wrong. I know what I'm thinking, but what I'm saying is probably totally different. People who practice chastity, take a step back and look at the world a little bit differently. If you watch people who, like, say, for example, monks, if they refrain from any kind of like sexual activity, they get an abundance of something else. Like, I know what I'm thinking, and I'm not saying it straight. Wealthy people do it. They refrain from sex for long periods of time. And it causes like a flow of abundance for you. Now, it could be positive, it could be negative, but I know a lot of people do that because especially for women, what's called yoni is like your own sexual energy that it builds up over a period of time. And once you actually finally have that release, if you're thinking a specific thing, then that gives it a higher vibration to be able to tell the universe that this is what I want. It's kind of like an offering in a spiritual sense. So if you practice chastity over a period of time, and when you finally do release into the universe, it's an offering to the universe stating, and what your thought process is the brain wave that it sends that message to the universe saying, like, this is what I want. It sounds crazy as crap, but that's just the way I understand it. So. And if you're into chakra work, sex and stuff like that, if you're into the spiritual stuff, it affects you completely differently. It affects you on a different level than you would if you don't believe in that stuff. Oh. Yes, sir. There will only ever be one sir in my life, and I have yet to find him. Let's see. No, not the song. Jeez. Kink definition. Yes, sir. That's not what it means. Yes, sir. Kink definition.
Or yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Or master. Or
mistress.
Okay, so it doesn't define. Definition, use, maybe. Hidden language of kinksters. I don't know. I guess I could just run that. I'm trying not to show any kind of like pictures. Brat, a sub who deliberately uncooperative. Mm-hmm. Someone who is topping from the bottom. Could literally age play someone pretending to be young. Where is it? Pony play is another one that trips me out. That I just learned about that. Bronies and stuff. Yeah. I just learned about it. It's not even on here. Stupid thing. Okay, here we go. What is the difference between a bottom and a subtitles? No, that's not what I'm looking for. However, in the case of master and sir, it is often the case that the title of master is more often adapted master-slave dynamic. The title of sir is more common with a dom-sub dynamic. That is not a hard and fast rule. There are many other titles that people choose to adopt, such as daddy and lord. And it is also worth noting that even though a title might seem to indicate gender, it is not always the case. There are females who adapt the title of sir or daddy. Just like the titles themselves, these words mean to any given person or relationship can greatly differ. There are no absolute rules, hence my advice to talk to people about their preferences so that you can get a better understanding of what it means to that person. After all, these are human relationships. There are no two marriages that will exactly the same. No two kink relationships are the same. That's accurate. Yeah, I will never call anyone sir other than one. See, it only makes noises every once in a while. It doesn't do it every time. Genital piercings. I actually had one. It got ripped out. Yeah, me and my girlfriend were wrestling, and she elbowed me down there, and it ripped it out. And you can see it in my OF. Oh my gosh. Nope. Let's go back. I should have known better. I'm going to have to delete the stream now. Damn it. So basically, genital piercings is what it is. It's your genitals are pierced. Female piercings are more aesthetic than stimulating is full of shit. I don't know how many times I've heard a woman say that she's had her stuff pierced and all she has to do is walk and she can get off. The slightest breeze. Now, penis piercing, I can't tell you on that one.
Me neither.
I've seen so many penis piercings in different shapes, ways, forms. Not only that, but for, like extreme body modifications to where like not only are there extenders put in, but there's also nubs. There's like silicone nubs that are being placed underneath the skin for added texture and for pleasure. They're put in specific places on the penis. That way when there's insertion, there's just like a slight rubbing sensation, almost like ribbed condoms. But it's permanent. Smaller than marbles. They're like a little bit bigger than BBs and stuff. It's so quiet. The stream is so quiet tonight. I wonder why.
Because of me.
Yeah, that's because you're new. My hair gets everywhere, y'all, for real. Gee! How about we just remove that? It's a spot that no man will find. So, it's elusive to all of us. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I know where mine is. There I am. I think we already stated this. BBW BHM is big, beautiful woman or big, handsome man. And I love thickness. So y'all already know I am a BBW model. I absolutely, I believe that everybody is beautiful. And I mean that in all terms. Cling film. We just had a talk about this today. Evidently, and this is new to me, I always thought of it as like a way to lose weight, but people will cling film their bodies underneath their clothes in a sexual form of bondage during the day, but also during BDSM play. Cling film is used as a form to like bond themselves, whether it's like you're bonding your legs together or your arms together to where you can't move. I do not put it over your face. You can kill someone or yourself. Don't ever do that. Also, don't use restrictive like rope or anything like that around your throat when you're by yourself. Always have a partner there in case of a situation coming up. I don't know how many people have killed themselves from strangulation play when they're alone. Like hung themselves. So, but yeah, cling film is fun. Seems like it's pretty fun. I don't know about the whole restriction thing. To me, like that, I would have to break myself of that, like fear of being restrained like that, at least. Like, and not be able to get out of it on my own. I can't do that. At least right now. I can't do that. Sadism. This is something that I've heard a lot about, but I don't really know a lot about, so let's look it up. The tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification, from inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation on others. I understand the humiliation part because now I've done it. I understand the other side of it, so I kind of understand why it would turn someone on. Inflicting pain only if the other person legitimately would want the pain, but you would, again, have to start off slow and work your way up until a safe word or a safe cue was given. Then you know how far you can go. Suffering, I personally enjoy that. Making someone else suffer for me. It turns me on. I also enjoy reactions. So, doing things that, like, for example, public play. When I was driving up 77 and I didn't have a top on, getting the reaction from the driver next to me, that turned me on. Like, just little stuff like that. So yeah, I guess in a way I kind of, in a slight, and I mean it in a slight way, I'm a little sadistic. I am. I'm just going to say it. I am. I derive pleasure from torturing other people slightly.
I wouldn't know.
Maid uniforms. Now, I would totally be down for this. I love cosplay. Not cosplay, role play. I mean, I kind of like cosplay too. Maid uniforms. I don't think anybody's watching. Really, like, I don't think they are. I think I kind of put them in a shock tonight. It said we have a winner. I copied too far. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen it like that before. I've seen the anime type of maid uniforms, but I've never seen these. That is interesting. I mean, I've always seen the French maid uniform. That's whatever, but these are really cool.
Like 50s.
Yeah, they're like very proper.
Vintage.
I like this one. I would wear this one.
What?
Yes, I would wear that. I would happily wear that.
Nothing sexy about it.
I know there's nothing sexy about it. That's the point. It's what's underneath it. Or not underneath it. It gives me like this 50s vibe. Like, women would wear that stuff. They had 1 or 2 house dresses that they would wear. And, you know, they were to be dressed properly in case if a salesman was to call in the house, or if there was a serviceman to come and do like work in the house. Women were to be dressed properly at all times. And to keep the 1 or 2 dresses that the women had back then, they would wear aprons over their clothes to keep their dresses good. So it was something that they could just remove or put back on or whatever, you know, in case if someone showed up. And like I said, it's all in what you're wearing underneath it, or then again, not wearing underneath it. Now, there is the anime version of the French maid dress, which is super frilly, lots of bows. And then you have your typical French maid uniform. This is also very 50s. This is leather or pleather. These are a little bit more for the, what I would consider, what is her name now? I just lost it. Betty Page style. BDSM, kink type stuff. People who are into latex, or leather or restrictive clothing, or just the feel of it. They also enjoy oiling. The typical French maid outfit, that's just typical. But yeah, see, this is what it would look like. It's very, very proper, very, like, there's nothing sexy about it. But you know the possibility of what's underneath that is really sexy. So some people like prim and proper, like completely covered. And to them, that's sexy. Something like this would be extremely sexy to someone who is into that kind of thing. As you can see, here's a perfect example of like what women wore back then. This is, mind you, this is probably more towards like the earlier era, but I'm just saying. Because the dresses are a lot longer. They're like towards the ankle.
Mm-hmm.
The length of the dress actually determines the decade. I don't know if you guys seen that before or not. But yeah. So yep, I would definitely be into wearing a maid uniform. And legitimately cleaning a house.
By all means.
Teacher student, that's another one. I've even done that on my OF. Pretty much every outfit that you can think of, I think I've done before. Or any kind of like role play stuff I've done before. Maybe not best to start with pictures.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm. A highly risky but freaking awesome relationship. Often fantasized about, rarely pursued until recently. Usually involves mind-blowing sex. Most people have fantasized about it. I'll need to see you after school about your homework. Okay. After school student comes in the room, teacher locks door, use your imagination, student-teacher relationship. Every teenage boy's fantasy, evidently so are hot moms, and MILFs and all that other stuff. So for a fact I had the biggest crush on my science teacher's substitute. My science teacher had fell on ice, broke his arm. He was out of school. The substitute that came in, I would have let him rock my fucking socks off. Like, I actually found out that he did landscaping on the side, and he did my girlfriend's yard. And I told her, I said, whenever he's there, you best call my ass to be over there. I will walk to your motherfucking house just to be outside and watch him working in the yard.
Funny.
I mean, we were in like what, middle school? So yeah, I started young. Belt whippings. I like this. Again, it's not to the point of like extreme pain, but I do enjoy a good belt. Let's not look up that. That's on the abuse side. Kink description. And there is a line between abuse and a kink. I think I said that already, though. You okay?
Back hurt.
Why don't you go sit down? In the other chair if you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable. You good?
Yeah.
All right. It's not letting me do this site. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a flogger. It's a picture of a flogger. Oh, let me see. I don't think anybody's on here with me tonight. No, I'm all alone. Boo.
This isn't me. Sorry.
It's all good. If you enjoy being spanked, you're ready to add a whip or two to your sex life. Clearly. Like the ones used for horses, single-tail bull whips are usually are actually the most dangerous and ill-advised type for newbies. You can also include impact play, whipping, flogging, or caning, but that's also on the heavier side. You can start off slow. Always start off slow. It's best that way. In any kind of sexual situation, because you don't know what the other person's boundaries are. Hell, half the time they don't even know what their boundaries are. And again, don't shrink yourself down for somebody else unless you're into that stuff. Choking play, this can get really, really dangerous really quickly. Because if you're pressing on the wrong places, you can permanently damage someone. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about like asphyxiation play, like and climaxing with asphyxiation. You have to be really careful with that because you can not only physically damage like parts of your body, but it can kill you. Like you lose oxygen to your brain over a period of time. Yes, you pass out because it's a natural like response from your body, but you know, it can cause brain damage. It can kill you. So sexual asphyxiation is the act of choking someone for sexual pleasure. It falls under the umbrella of breath play. People may use their hands, plastic wrap, or plastic bags, or specialized BDSM, bondage, discipline, sadism, or masochism devices like hoods for breath play. I've seen full body plastic, like basically a body bag with a tube sticking out of it, that's the only way that you have oxygen. Like you can't see, you can't hear, you can't breathe through your nose. You have a tube that goes to your mouth, and that's legitimately the only way that you can breathe. You can't move, you can't do nothing. The other person controls how much oxygen you get. To me, hell no. Hell no. That is a legit fuck no for me. But I mean, some people are really like into that kind of stuff. And I understand kind of the concept of giving up full control to someone else and having that adrenaline being forced into your system to like, it's like an adrenaline play because it piques your adrenaline and it forces you to like, not only like go into like panic, I would assume go into panic mode, but your adrenaline kicks up so high that when you are finally released, it's like a release. I don't know. To me, that's what I would assume that it would be like. But then again, I've never done it and I really don't want to. Because even with the most experienced BDSM king, whatever the fuck you want to call him, there's still a chance of bad shit happening. So, no. I think y'all know exactly what this is. Hey, yo! Hey, Bongo was innocent. How are you? Came in on a spicy topic, huh? Oh, wait till we get to the next one. Anal sex. You're gonna love that. I had a hole in my chin. Go on. So yeah, the next one up is anal sex, which I think pretty much is self-descriptive. But let's just find out. Just cause. What is anal sex? No, let's look up this one. 28 sex fetishes and kinks that are actually common. Of course, it's got to go to a sexy picture. Figures. You don't have to have an anal fetish to engage in anal sex, but plenty of people do specifically get off on butt stuff. Anal play can range from adding a finger in the ass during penetrative vaginal sex or jerking, to use butt plugs, to having anal sex with penis or dildo. And that goes for male or female or both. That wasn't very descriptive. Oh, here it is. Okay. So while anal sex can be safe and wonderful, there is some prep work involved. Yes. Since the butthole is not self-lubricating and harbors bacteria that can lead to infection if transferred to the vagina or other places, it is important to stock up on lube, read up on ass etiquette before engaging in anal play. That includes safer sex precautions such as using a condom. Start small and go slow, using fingers, anal toys, and plenty of lube before moving up to larger objects such as dildos or penis. And that goes for, again, both sides. If you're a male and you enjoy anal sex as well. Some men do not enjoy anal sex, but enjoy penetration of the anal cavity during, for example, a blowjob or a hand job or even just regular sex. I know a lot of men that climax harder because of it, because there is a specific spot behind the prostate that when pressed from inside the anus cavity while ejaculating, it will intensify the ejaculation. So yeah, but that's for the men. For the women, not many women that I know of actually enjoy it. I do. And for me, yes, it also has to start slow, small, and then work my way up. But yeah, and lots of lube. Do you guys like anal sex? I'm laughing because I'm like, I feel kind of weird asking this right now. I don't know why. We're having an adult chat. It's fun, just funny. I don't know. What's my opinion of it, or did you put all that behind you? I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy anal sex. I enjoy sex of all forms. And if it's done properly, if it's done right, then yeah. But if you don't do it right, you're just going to piss me off. And then it's not going to continue on. And I'm going to owe you another jar of moonshine. Just so you know. Because life. So yes, I did put it all behind me. Objectification. It's a funky word, isn't it? Objectification is the action of degrading someone to the status of a mere object. The objectification of women in popular entertainment. The expression of something abstract in a concrete form. Objectification of images may be astonishingly vivid in dreams. Feminist perspective on objectification is a notion central to feminist theory. It can be roughly defined as seeing and or treating a person, usually women, or sometimes an animal, as an object instead of a person. Instrumentality, used as a tool. Denial of autonomy, lacking autonomy and self-determination. Inertness, lacking in agency, perhaps also in activity. Fungibility, interchanging with other objects. Violability, treatment of a person is lacking in boundary and integrity. Ownership, the treatment of person is something that is owned by another. Yes, you get objectified when you are in a slave dom, slave master type situation or dom sub situation sometimes. Denial of subjectivity, the treatment of a person who is someone whose experiences and feelings, if any, need not be taken into account. I know a lot of people that do not take into account other people's emotions. I am guilty of this as well. Cheers. This is such a long list. I feel like we would take forever to go through this fet list. Yeah, I gotta remember that Z is just a letter. I'll try again. Round 2. Fight. This is where I think objectification would actually come into play as sexual slavery. I think this will be, I hope this explains a little bit more of it. And if I look like I'm having a spaz out session here. I'm trying to go behind her in front of this glass. Sexual slavery and sexual exploitation is the attacking the right of ownership over one or more people with the intent of coercing or otherwise forcing them to engage in sexual activities. Master-slave situation. That's where the objectification comes in. That you are nothing. That you are just an object in my world. That's the concept of that. And you're nothing more than that to that person. I mean, to me, it would be a little bit more than that, but usually it's not. Have you ever been a sexual slave? I'm super into Z. Oh, Lord. Trust, I think for myself, and I know for a lot of other people, that trust is like a priority. If you're on another level with somebody or you want to be on a deeper level when you're having a sexual situation, trust is paramount. And I think that especially in the dom sub type situation, you have to have trust between each other. Firm belief in the character of strength or truth of someone or something. He's placed his trust in me, a person or thing in which confidence is placed. Confident hope, I waited in trust of their return. A property interest held by one person or organization as a bank for a benefit of another. That's a different situation, though. I think we all know what trust is. We just haven't seen it in a long time. I kind of remember what trust was like. Accurate. Very accurate in that statement. Yeah, trust is lost very quickly and very difficult to gain back. But it can be done. It can be done. V. Everybody's into the V. I need to remove those letters, like all of them. Hold on. Let me real quick skip through. Delete those. Maybe it'll cut down the... All right, we already described these top 3. I'll take those out. Oh, wait, we've already described ball stretching, too. Where's that at? I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. See, this is where, I feel like it repeats itself a lot. There's so many different ways to say the same shit. But then again, there's so many ways that are the same titling but mean different things. I don't know. It's so strange. Face farting. That's not interesting to me at all. I already took G out. H. Trying to remove some letters here. I like interrogation. I like the fake kidnapping scenarios, like military kidnapping scenarios. Mind you, only if I know of the situation, not if it's like just thrown on me, because then I'll freak the fuck out and then I'll never be able to trust anybody ever again, ever. ever, 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 ever. It would fuck me up permanently. There's literally only one Q word. I think we also talked about sapiosexuality yesterday. I'm not sure though. I feel like I want to say that we did. 2-girl blowjobs. That's always fun. Zentai. There's nothing for Y? What? Okay. Oh, wait. Oops. We already did abduction play too. And anal beads. Why did it not take it out? Is it not taking them out? Oh, this is something I want to learn. Cock milking. I want to learn how to do this. Daniel, hey. You're okay? Your sleep has been really fucked up the past few days and you're starting to feel it? Ooh. Wait. I missed like a lot. Wait, what happened? Howdy, y'all. Had to spend like 2-hour aftercare tonight on the old sub, so sorry for getting here later. They left stubble on my balls after shaving me, so I had to spank them and they needed cuddling afterwards. So many responsibilities. Sure. Just kidding. No, I'm glad that you do that. Bongo, I write them for you. She's cute when her mouth hangs open. You're an asshole. I'm okay. Sleep's been really fucked up the past few days. Yeah, Eve keeps me up past bedtime all the time. Aw, I'm so sorry. Not. I'm glad you're finally here. I only messaged you last night. I want to hear it. Anyway. I'm going to get super bratty, just so you know. Super, super bratty. I'm going to start being really defiant. I'm going to come on here with a fucking turtleneck on next time. And only talk about boring shit. Refuse the Battle Kings game. No, I'm just kidding. I understand where like the sub comes from for being defiant and like just doing bratty shit because they want attention. I'm legit like that though. All right. What is milking? Okay, so this goes back to the anal sex for men. And not just anal sex, but like anal penetration for ejaculation. Milking is the act of massaging a man's prostate gland through his anus to encourage him to ejaculate as much seminal fluid as possible. This act may be done for sexual pleasure or medical reasons. The term milking and the action associated with it are most commonly used within the BDSM community. All right, so this tells you how to do it. I kind of wanted to learn how to do this. To milk your partner's prostate, insert a finger or more inside his anus. Feel for the prostate, a raised area at least 1 inch inside the anus. See, you're not going very far. 1 inch inside the anus, which is about the size of a large walnut. Massage it gently but firmly, starting slowly before increasing in intensity. So you're basically fingering his ass while you're fucking jerking him off, and he gets the orgasm is achieved through milking, commonly known as prostate orgasm. Orgasm is said to be more intense and more pleasurable. The man may feel like he needs to urinate before his orgasm, even if the bladder is empty. It's best to empty the bladder before milking to help the man relax. Same concept for women. I don't know how many guys have said this. Women always fucking use the bathroom either before or right after sex, and I don't understand why. Usually because the same muscles that are used to contract to urinate are the same ones that they use to contract to have an orgasm. You feel like you gotta pee. Like, you just do. It can be difficult for some men to accept something entering their anus, starting with a genital massage of the penis, or gentle, no, it says genital. Massage of the penis, testicles, and perineum can help the men relax and make a process feel less clinical. You may also incorporate milking with a hand job to increase this pleasure. While milking is not commonly enjoyed for sexual pleasure, it can help improve prostate health. Some men find milking a good natural substitute for taking pharmaceutical drugs. Good to know. Never milk your partner's prostate when your nails are long to ensure that they don't damage the skin inside the rectum. Well, no shit. Yeah. That's always fun. Chat would suffer if you did that. It's right. Defiant said it's most. Or like, actually, you know what? Here, I'm just going to do this because you guys don't even pay attention to my face anyways. She said a different name, but did not specify what the name was. Brats need to be disciplined. Pee before you can go. Pee before so you can squirt later. He said a different name, but did not specify what that name was. What do you mean? What name? What? I'm so confused right now. You said a different name, but did not specify what that name was. Brats need to be disciplined. What? You said you were streaming, but under a different name in your message. No. I meant like title. I forgot to click. I did like a 6-hour, 7-hour long stream yesterday. Accidentally. I didn't mean to do it. Hey, Nick. So, yeah, I was meaning like under a different stream name instead of like Adult Chat or Battle Kinks or something like that. It was under like organizing. Yeah, it was like weird. I don't know. I forgot to click out and then go back in and like retitle it and everything when 10 o'clock came. So I said that I was live, but I wasn't like on the same titling. See, I don't know how it alerts you guys if I go live. So I don't know if it alerts you only when I go live or is it like a constant thing? I don't know. So yeah, this is how I'm going to get viewers. So I need 3 viewers per video at a minimum. So this is how it's going to work. It's going to be like the Charlie Brown's teacher where you only see the legs. Now it's going to be the Powerpuff Girls secretary where you only see her boobs. Because like life, you know? Oh, we got hair there. What the hell? I'm losing my hair like crazy, y'all. For real. I'm going to try to get it so this way it stays like up front. There. Held perfectly within the breast. Hey, you just got 4. Woohoo! How good is life right now? How good is life? Boobs. So yeah. So going with the next Wheel of Kink on Battle Kinks. Let's find out what's behind door number 2, Bob. Fur. Boots with the fur. All right, what's this? Fur kink. I can't spell. I can't type. Don't hate me. Oh, wait. Here we go. Furries are people who have an interest in anthropomorphic animals or animals with human qualities, Some fursuits are full costumes, while others are partial, including animal ears, tails, or gloves. 9 questions about furries you were too embarrassed to ask. Furries. That's what a furry is, if you were wondering. Furries are people with an interest, I already said that, like Sonic or Hedgehog or Pokemon. Have come in for a lot of ridicule over the years from posters on sites like something awful, unfortunate anyway. Sex and animal costumes. So being a furry means you run around in a fursuit all the time, right? Fursuiting and the furry community tend to be conflated with the popular press, but research by the international blah, 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 blah studies furry fandom suggests fursuiters are a minority of that community. 2007 survey, blah, 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 blah. Tails are the most commonly owned fursuit component. Tails. Yeah, tails. I personally like butt plugs with the fur tails. I like foxes, to be specific. The fursona. Being a furry just a sexual fetish? No. Though, like with any other fan interest, video games, comics, etc., there are sexual themes present. While sexual activity in other furries, known as yiffing, after a sound of foxes make during sex, it is part of the subculture for some. Others maintain a non-erotic interest in the subject. Furries are typically subject to media portrayals that overemphasize the sexual aspect of the fandom, such as this bit, whatever. Furry jaw strong. We go to conventions to hang out with friends, maybe buy something like art or badges, go to discussion panel to see a show. Swinger parties, fetishes are there, but it is not what the fandom is about. And the focus on sex and fursuits is particularly wrong-headed. For one thing, only a small minority of furries own a full fursuit. For another, nearly all full suitors will make it explicitly clear that sex in a fursuit is completely undesirable, not arousing, damaging to the suit, and not something that they are interested in doing. So no, if you see somebody in a full body furry suit, typically they don't like the idea of having sex in it. First of all, it fucks it up. That shit's expensive. I know it's gotta be. Barson furry is someone who's interested in that animal and the animal who have been given human characteristics like the ability to talk and walk on their hind legs. It encompasses a wide spectrum from people who are simply fans of TV shows and video games featuring those types of animal creatures, or other people who develop highly specifically for furry character fursona. They identify to other kin who see themselves as not fully human or spiritual or mental level. And hold on. It has its origins in the science fiction fandom. If you like comic books with characters who are like animals or artwork with humans and animal traits, those two would be considered forms of furry artwork. I've seen people... Okay, this is perfect. Are furries the same thing as bronies? No. But they're not totally disconnected either. Bronies refers exclusively to fans of the shows of My Little Pony. Originally, it only referred to male fans of the definition, been brought in practice. Bronies share one basic commonality with furries. They are interested in the type of representation of animals. Nearly 23.5% of furries identify as bronies. Wasn't the result of a brony invasion of furrydom. The result suggests rather developmental interest in the show of the pre-existing furries. Half of the furries considered bronies a subgroup of furrydom. Another 28, blah, 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 blah. Basically, they're into having sex with horses. Furry and bronies are relatively indistinguishable from one another beyond differences in the content of their fandom. So yeah, if they're in a full bodysuit, usually they don't want to have sex because that shit will fuck up, and that's a lot of money. So yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Disney. Furry sex. Anonymous sex. Anonymous better than a dark room in some trailer on the end of a country road that ruins your Ruins your wheel alignment. Look up pup play. It's a hoot. It's a hoot. Oh my gosh, no. I'm more than fine with not having any kind of bestiality type play at all. Legit. Legit. I thought fur was going to be like actual fur. I have a kink for fur, but not like that. Like, I like fur blankets. I like furry pillows. Tickling. Wonderful topic. Lots of people like it, evidently. I was not aware of that until recently. I personally don't like it. Don't tickle me. I will kill you. Not exactly a great picture. Tickle fetish. Why some people get turned on by being tickled. It's a psychology. I personally do not like being tickled. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce it. Nissimisisis? What the fuck? Knissimisisis. What the fuck? Knismolagnia. Please say I'm saying this right. I'm going to have to open up a completely different window just to say this word. Hold on. And I just went to a different thing. Sometimes I can't pronounce words. Why does it gotta have a whole freaking YouTube video? Oh. Dumbass, turn it on.
Miss Melania.
Wait, go back. Go back. Ah.
Miss Melania.
Ms. Melania?
Miss Melania.
The fuck?
Miss Melania.
Okay. Ms. Melania. Sure. What the fuck is this shit? No. Goodbye. Ms. Melania. Learned that something new today, too. It's a fancy name for lesser known sexual fetish arousal by tickling. It comes from nismesis. Aha, I can say it now. The term for light tickling that doesn't typically induce laughter, coined in 18... whatever, psychologist. Heavy tickling is intended for produce laughter called gargulous, whatever. As you may remember from tickling, collarbone... I'm trying to, like, quick read. Nudity over sexual activity doesn't even have to be involved. Some people with a kink or have orgasm from tickling alone. And people can be turned on by being the tickler or just watching others getting tickled. Fun fact, according to Urban Dictionary, not always a reputable source, but feels appropriate here. An armpit-specific tickle is called a duhini. And armpit fetishes in general are known as masculinignia, whatever the fuck that word is. Modern kinksters might make nismolinia, or whatever the fuck it says, because now I forgot how to say it. My brain's like that. Up a notch or several by reimagining the art of tickling altogether using a feather, vibrator, electrical current, I'm down for that, or the strategic placement of insects, arachnids, and shelled gastropods such as snails. Fuck that shit. Hell no. Hell no. I promise you, I would never come back for that shit. As with all kinks and the limits of your imagination, still within tickling, the most common form occurs from human fingers, which makes tickling a fetish. There's a lot of tools for tickling too, which is kind of cool. So tickle. It's not actual animals. Either way. Older men. I am very much into that. As much as men are into older women, evidently. Older men kink description. Gerontophilia is a primary sexual attraction to this is different, to elderly. A person such a sexual preference is to I can't even say the word. Coined 1901 physicist, blah, blah, blah. Attracted to older men, it feels like a fetish. I'm not into like elderly men, so to speak, but like I do like much older men, if that says anything. Like anything my age and above, to a certain point. And yes, I've had relations with men that are much, much older than me, a good portion of my life. Now, the terms that I'm going into now are the reverse, which is kind of strange to me. It's all brand new to me, where it goes from turning from the older, now it's because I'm getting older, it's turning to the younger. So men who are younger actually have fetishes for older women. And as an older woman, it's kind of like a touchy subject for me. So I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, do I really want to lean that way? Because now I'm the older person in the situation. Again, it comes back to the whole dominatrix thing, where you're in control of the situation. You're the elder. You're the one that's responsible. And, you have that mommy play and like, cougar, or I'm trying to think of another word that would be titled to, specifically older women. I don't know, but it's kind of difficult sometimes to get into that conversation, for me at least. I know it's been asked of me a lot here recently. Would I ever date someone that's younger than me? Natural response for me is going to be no. Here recently in the past few weeks, I've been considering the possibility of having a younger partner. Because I do have older children, even the ones that I had adopted are much older now. My oldest son, adopted son, was 25. So to me, that age range, in my mind, even though they're an adult, in my mind, they're still a kid. So, and that's, again, just goes back to psychology. So. But I think as far as like the dominatrix thing, I'd probably be good with that because you're in complete control of the situation. It's a different scenario. So. Monogamy. I like that. I prefer it over anything else. I don't want my partner to be with anybody else. I want them all to myself because I'm a greedy fucking bitch like that. So, and I'm also extremely territorial. Monogamy is a relationship with only one partner at a time rather than multiple partners. A monogamous relationship can be sexual or emotional, but it is usually both. Many modern day relationships are not monogamous. Don't give me that shit. They say it's monogamous. That's fucking bullshit. Studies in animals have shown that certain genes have been linked to monogamous behaviors or whatever. I'll be honest with you. And as I get older, I'm learning this more and more. Monogamy is like so far-fetched now that even in supposed monogamous relationships, they're not monogamous. There's something going on. It's just usually hidden. So I don't want to hear shit about it being fucking popular now because it's not at all. It's a rare thing to find an actual legitimate monogamous relationship. Yeah, I really do too. I feel monogamy is like long since gone. I'm not even showing on the stream, am I? I'm just showing boobs. It's all good. Boobs are good. People like attention. Yeah, absolutely. And you can have attention in a relationship. You can have, a fully monogamous relationship and get attention from people, not specifically in a sexual manner, directly in a physical form. You can get sexual attention from other people without it actually being a physical thing. Like, flirting or, stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I had a man and he was fucking flirting with some other woman, I'd probably immediately drop him like a fucking hat. So, I don't know what it is about seeing my man flirt with another woman. It instantly turns me off. I'm sure it's the same way for men, that if you, as men, if you see your woman flirting with another man, it's like it pisses you off in a small sense. Even if you want to deny that, there's a small sense that pisses you off. So yeah, I do believe that monogamy is very hard to find nowadays in a legitimate 100% monogamous relationship. And I'm not even streaming my other stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Consensual, non-consensual play. This is something that I'm into also, in a slight sense of it. I feel that you absolutely have to get consent prior to having non-consensual play, which is kind of weird. It sounds kind of ass backwards, and I'm about to explain it to you. If you've never done consensual, non-consensual play, this is going to sound really weird. And it's a little triggering, just so you know. Like, it's very, to most people, it is very triggering. But it's along with the BDSM lifestyle. So one of the most debated but rarely explained topics in the BDSM community is consensual non-consent, or CNC. A real definition of this type of DS relationship is one of deep trust, not abuse. Even though the sex fantasy of rape play is pretty common, this kink is still a taboo topic. And I know some people just instantly got triggered as soon as I said that R word. What is the real meaning of consensual non-consent? The reason why I said that, I know that you got triggered because I've been raped and I know what it feels like, and I know what it feels like to even hear that fucking word. So, and do you still need a contract or an agreement? Let's look closer at CNC. Plus, I have some stimulating ideas and examples to get you started. Consensual non-consent versus rape fantasy explained. Before we begin discussing everything that you need to know about CNC, we need to first understand how it differs from rape play. Even though the two are very similar, rape fantasy or rape usually refers to the sexual act, whereas consensual non-consent can encompass all aspects of a DS relationship. Some people use the term interchangeably. Even rape play is a fantasy for some vanilla people. Feel free to use whichever term you feel comfortable with, but always make sure that it is safe, sane, and consensual. Consensual non-consent meaning in BDSM. The definition for consensual non-consent is a mutual agreement where the dom is able to act as if the sub had waived all consent. Complete consent is given beforehand, with the understanding of it being a permanent arrangement under most circumstances. The bottom line is that something the sub was willingly said that they wanted. The non-consensual part means that sometimes the dom may have to make the sub obey if they refuse. This along with the whole kink thing. Some people, their kink is being forced to do something that they wouldn't normally do. It forces them outside of the box of constraint of social exception, and as well as themselves. Why would a sub, especially a slave, say no if they already gave their total submission? Simply put, because subs and slaves aren't robots. They have feelings, needs, wants, and imperfections too. They may disagree with the dom and voice it or show signs of it, but will ultimately want to serve and be used. If you're still confused to the meaning of consensual non-consent, here's what it means. It's like I like it even when I don't like it. I want it even when I don't want it. That can be used against somebody in a negative way very, very quickly. And that's why consensual, non-consensual sex is something that has to be 100% agreed upon prior to the act. Again, goes into abduction play, any kind of forced action. It has to be agreed upon prior to that situation. Not only will you have detrimental trauma, but you can also get into legal issues if you're not careful with that. Do you need safe words or contract and CNC? Since trust is so important in consensual non-consent, I would say that safe words are preferred. Safe words are much make everything clear. Of course, it is a good practice for a dom to remind a sub that they have safe words during an intense scene. That builds trust also. We usually think that trust has nothing to do with the sub trusting the dom, but the dom has to equally be able to trust their sub. No means no in a court of law, regardless if it's a DS relationship. And even if there's a BDSM contract or agreement, a dom needs to know the sub is completely willing, even if they're yelling or crying for something to stop. If you are in a 24/7 relationship in your contract or agreement, you can discuss removing safe words in certain situations, like during punishments. For example, some couples don't allow safe words at all in non-consensual play, as they feel it gives the submissive too much control. As example of this type of DS relationship in total power exchange or TPE. I cannot do total power exchange. I can't do it. I have to have some control over the situation. See, that's another thing too. I'm going to show my face. I still remember the feeling in the pit of my stomach when at the time, girlfriend of 4 years brought home a book on polyamory. It is very difficult to be very open-minded and honest in situations like this when it's brand new. Especially because, like I said, social constraints have raised us to be certain ways and look down upon certain acts as taboo. And I feel like the education behind it is existential because of the fact that, there's so much to it that a lot of people just don't know. And based on that lack of knowledge causes so many issues in modern day. I feel like a lot of these definitions are assuming people are a lot more self-aware and open than they really are. True. A lot of people are not even aware of what their own likes or dislikes are, or even willing to try to find out more. That comes along with like the open-mindedness and the ability to be free and communicate with your partner on a level that's so vulnerable. A lot of people are afraid to be vulnerable because it puts them in a weak position. You're not. You're just expressing yourself, and a lot of people have a hard time even getting to that point. So to have that and to get to the point where you're able to have an open communication with your partner or with whoever, even on here, and that's why I'm doing this too, is so this way people can start to see, okay, it's okay to talk about these things. It's not something that, we need to come outside that box of, social constraint. Now, mind you, if you are not comfortable with that, and that is a boundary of yours, then you know that you have a boundary. That in itself is a learning process. So, yeah, it's hard for a lot of people to be open and honest. And I've just come to the point where I really just don't give a shit. So it's kind of easy for me for the most part. Now, I've already explained to you guys my boundaries. And I think that I can still kind of like lean a little bit and try new things, even though I say that I'm not for something. There's a possibility that I would like to try something at some point in time and decide from there if it's something that I would like to continue to do or if it's legitimate a hard no. Like, okay, I don't like this at all. Let's stop. I'm not cool with this. Stop. You know what I mean? So, but it takes a little bit of time for me to get into that kind of point, even to begin with. So, wait, who the fuck is on the couch? You entered way later in the stream, didn't you? All right, hold up. I am not home. I am at Nathan's because he was released from the hospital today. I opened the stream as Welcome Home Nathan. We're at Nathan's house. He's watching TV. Say hey. Where's he at? Say hey, Nathan.
Hey.
Yeah. He got released from the hospital today, so I'm over here. I was going to bring him home, but he took an Uber anyways. But yeah, I took him to go get his medication and stuff like that. So, yep. For those of you who prayed for Nathan to get out of the hospital from having COVID and having so many issues with his insulin and stuff, it worked. So he's home now. It's been over a week that he's been in the hospital. So Bongo says, hi, Nathan. So yeah. He said, glad you're feeling better. He's not 100% yet, though. He's not 100% yet. He still has lung issues, but like it's not COVID like full blown. He's just having the aftermath now. So he's been released. He's allowed to go out in public and stuff like that. But yeah, he still has the aftermath. And aftermath, I mean. And you guys know how long it took for me to get healed from COVID, so it took me months. Whoever really feels 100%, I know that's right. But yeah, I came over here around 7. I think we went to dinner at what is that place called?
Johnny's Farmhouse.
Johnny's Farmhouse. I didn't order food, but I ate off of Nathan's plate. Because I had already had salmon earlier. You guys, if you watched my 5 p.m., I cooked at home tonight, so. And that's typical woman, right? Like, I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat anything. And then she eats like half your food. So, but yeah. But yeah, we went and got his medicine, and then we came back here, and he had recorded the Adele concert, and I watched it, and oh my god, that was so awesome. Y'all know how much I love Adele. If you guys watch my morning streams, legit, like that's all I sing. That and Chris Stapleton, and I cannot wait to see Chris Stapleton and Adele play. I want to see that in person. Like if I want that to be like my first official concert. I'm about to be 40 and I haven't been to a legit concert yet. It's sad. And as much as I love music too. But yeah, for those of you who joined earlier, when I first started out, I let everybody know that I wasn't home. I wish I was home. I wish I had a home to go home to. I saw kids on an earlier stream and noped out. Lol. Yeah, when my kids come into the play, like I don't talk anything sexual at all. I feel kids should be kids as long as possible. Or I try my best not to because I feel like that's inappropriate for them, you know? I feel like my kids should be kids. I mean, they've been through so much. They know what the fuck I'm talking about, which is sad, but I just don't like talking about it out of respect for them being children, you know? And I hope that y'all would respect that too. That when you see me, even if we're talking like this, and you see my kids come into the stream or you hear them come into the stream, I request of you to chill the fuck out, like when my kids are around. Like we can resume at a later when they're not there. But that's my request for my streamers. Is that when my kids are here, just don't talk about stuff that you know for a fact. Like the conversation that happened yesterday kind of pissed me off a little bit, but it's okay. I have to learn how to deal with these types of situations because as I grow, there's going to be more people in here talking about a lot of different things. And because I'm in so many different multifaceted sides of the streaming communities and in the adult industry and a BBW model and a mom and my kids are on some of my streams, like it's difficult for people to kind of pick and choose and feel how it goes. But if you see my kids on my stream, I request of you not to talk sexually. And if you don't listen to that, I'm legit either going to ban you or I'm going to have you completely removed from my stream. Because as a society, I think we've all kind of been raised to know better than that shit. So it's a lot to juggle. I do all of my own social media managing. I do all of my own responding, except for on Discord because it's my beaten redheaded stepchild of my social media because I never fucking check it ever. But yeah, I do all of my Instagram, all of my Facebook responses, my YouTube responses, OnlyFans, FetLife, Fansly, Twitch, Twitter, all of my Linktree, including which will soon be Patreon, my Etsy account, which I'm going to be adding to, and then any kind of Cash App or donations that are made, which is rare if ever. So, which I'm very, very close to becoming an affiliate, so y'all will probably have to start subbing if you want to continue watching. Which is, I don't know what's going to happen when I become an affiliate. I'm very close to it, though. I went from 1.3 to 1.7 overnight, so that's a good thing. And this necklace is all tangled up. I think like the back of my neck rolls or something. I finally fixed it so this way it doesn't fall off. But yeah. So, okay. Perfect question, Daniel. If I was to claim a submissive as a dominant, how would I go about doing that? Like if someone wanted to be or wanted me to be their dominatrix, how would I claim them as my sub? You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want a blanket?
Mm-hmm.
Shortest straw. I mean, I don't know. Like, is there some kind of like agreement that has to be made? I mean, I know in a lot of the BDSM world, you have to have some kind of agreement. I don't like the idea of contract work, but unless I'm getting paid to do it, because I have read into like people being paid to be a dominatrix because there's no sexual contact made. So there's like a fine line for me, and I'm trying to fully understand the whole concept of it all. I thought Doms just claim people. I'm just gonna walk down the street and be like, "You're my bitch now." Like, I mean, they may like that. Who knows? I'll be like, "Okay." Like you're gonna pay my rent. You're gonna pay my electric bill. You're gonna pay my cell phone bill. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna walk you around on a leash. Like, hold on, let me go grab my belt as I whip my belt out real quick. Oh my gosh. But yeah, like there's a legitimate like work series for this. And that's what I was wondering. Like, I don't know. Hold on. I'm going to look this up right now. Is dominatrix a thing in my area? Is paid dominatrix available in my area? I'm probably going to regret typing this in. Find a playmate here, BDSM America? What? You learn shit new every day. Find BDSM. I worked as a dominatrix for over 5 years. Here's what it is. So I need a dungeon. Do's and don'ts about hiring a dominatrix. She gets paid just to humiliate her fans. Do's and don'ts of hiring a dominatrix. Do understand the difference between different types of mistresses. Not all dominatrix are the same. Term specializes, and I really hate how this page is jumping. Amount of experience, being the fact that I'm new, probably wouldn't be able to charge a whole lot. Good idea, for instance, is know the difference between a dom working in a dungeon and a dom who operates on her own. Dungeons can be a great, fantastic session, in particular because there are more variety to offer. If you seek out hiring pro dom who is independent, which just basically means she's operating outside of a dungeon, has her own dungeon, or rents out spaces in various dungeons, that usually means she's worked in a dungeon or various for a while, training and learning what works best for her. And it's important when choosing between an independent or a dungeon mistress to understand the doms in the dungeon only make a portion of what you're actually paying. If you're paying $250, the possibility is that they're only making $80 of that because the owner of the dungeon takes a cut for pay for the space and for coordinating the session. Don't try to pay without tipping. I don't know who raised men who haven't tipped me before, but let me just say dominatrices are providing a specialized service that you should tip them. If you hire an independent mistress who's probably getting 100% of what you're giving her, you should still tip her, but you should never, ever go to a dungeon and not tip your mistress. That's a great way to get blacklisted, basically, or best case scenario, that's how you end up with nicknames like Smelly Ball Steve or Fuckface Ballbuster. I know a lot of guys like that. They just like to join your sites and not fucking pay for anything. So you're paying for a service to be done. Especially those of us who legitimately who are into sex work type behavior. And we are putting a lot of effort and a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of everything into what we do. And even if it's just all online, there's still a lot of time and effort put into the stuff behind it. Also into ourselves. Not only are we having to maintain a image, but you're also have to keep up with your health. You have to maintain a specific body, like health in general. You know, because you don't want to be funky in this shit. Why don't you sit up a little bit more? There you go. Do you want the blanket or do you want me to turn the heat down?
No, fine.
Okay. We as mistresses are your fantasy makers. Yes. We don't end up covered in your blood and cum. Just walk away making the bare minimum. Tip us or you're going to be left with marks when you specifically asked for no marks. Violent. Do know what you want or have an open mind. Don't be too ashamed to ask for what you want. I feel like most dominatrices will end up having a full extent of knowledge of what people are into and what they like and what they don't like. The thing is every single person is different. So for being a dominatrix is like, you know, it's got to be difficult to keep up with all of that. I thought Dom just claimed people. Pretty sure you can humiliate at a distance. Oh, yes, I do. I actually have had subs where that's specifically all I did was just talk shit to them. Tell them that they're like a worm and they don't even deserve to come on me because they just deserve to come on the floor and they need to lick it up them damn selves because they're a piece of shit. Like, but they like that stuff. Hey, Paul. I'm learning more and more every single day about how to be a dominatrix. And it's like, it's mind blowing to me. What percent is an acceptable tip? Good question. I don't think I got that far into the conversation yet. Do know if you want to switch or a dom session. Don't confuse dom with other types of sex workers. Do communicate your boundaries clearly before, during, and after. And that's all it says. All right. So what is the typical... Hold on. What is the typical tip percentage for a dominatrix available in my area. I'm trying to look up a more specific question of like specifically to this area. North Carolina, I don't know. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. Of course, it's got to kick off like 700 freaking times with pitches. It just pisses me off. Why did it just jump? And it had the answer right there. What the fuck? It was right there. Here it is. How much does an average dominatrix get paid an hour of work? About $300 for an hour, depending on region, how saturated the market is, experience, how famous the mistress is, her skill set. Lesser known DOMs rates in smaller cities can range from $200 to $250 per hour. Well-known DOMs in larger cities to $300 to $500. Some luxury DOMs charge well over $500 an hour. Per hour, that is session time, not work. There's a lot more hours of work that go on behind the scenes. Fine-tuning BDSM skills, purchasing toys and gear, placing ads, promotions, maintaining a website and social media, answering emails, getting ready for the session, preparing the dungeon, post-session cleanup, and let's not forget the other costs such as paying rent, utilities, and the space of the dungeon, or renting a dungeon by the hour, and maintaining a fetish wardrobe. Recently, I had to throw out $1,000 in wardrobe, which is just a few outfits that were beyond repair. There's literally no different than to say a therapist or doctor who pays rent and utilities on a place of work and furnishes it, replaces supplies, builds a website, and purchases clothes just for work. It's no different. It's a job. So there is your answer as far as pay. Now, as far as tipping, now, I will tell you that if you charge under a specific amount, it's a disgrace to the dominatrix world if you're a paid dominatrix. How much should I tip a dominatrix? Dumb question about tipping. Okay. I don't know why it's like not letting me show anything. Okay, that's kind of strange. It doesn't really answer it. That's kind of stupid. That's on Reddit, though. I guess average. What is the average? I should. It just brings me right back here. Damn it. I don't know. That's a great question. Financial dominatrix earns $3,000 a week. Ouch. That's a lot of money. Wow. Now, I know for a fact that people, I think Amaranth was talking about her financial situation. I mean, granted, she's not dominatrix, so I'm saying, like, how do you tip your mechanic? Odd that the article says it's rude not to tip, never mentions a percentage. Yeah, no, this was a different article, actually. But yeah, it is kind of strange. Do you tip your mechanic? My mechanic gives me the tip. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a mechanic. If I could, I'd do all my own freaking work. Just say fuck it. Shit's so expensive now. What is the average tip for a dominatrix? I'm trying to word it properly because it's such like a rare thing to talk about, I guess. Is there like a percentage? I'm just gonna assume 15%. I just automatically assume that, because if you can't tip 15% for whatever service you're getting done, you don't deserve to have the service done, right? Right. What is the average tip for a service? I don't know. A service. I don't know. 15%. Yeah. 20% if your server is above average. So I would assume the same. And don't get me wrong. Don't quote me on this one. And if I'm wrong for this, please correct me because I don't know. I don't know. The rules of tipping. How much to tip in every situation. Here we go. I bet you it won't even have this on here. Housekeeping, cruise ships, airport, taxi, wait staff, DJ, bathroom attendant. I didn't know you could tip those people. Wedding planner, spas and salon. Tip for funerals. What? What? I've never heard of anyone tipping for a funeral. Ever. Okay, I just totally learned something new today. I don't know. I don't know that answer. That's a great question. And evidently Google doesn't know the answer either. So yeah, I don't, you know what? I'm going to ask on my FET for, what is the tip rate for, where's my wall? Oh no, that's not where you go. Hold on. I'm still learning all these freaking websites. It's ridiculous. So how do I post something on my site? I don't want to add a profile. Home, maybe? There we go. All right. What is the average tip percentage for a dominatrix? Question. After paying regular hourly rates. Hold on. Let me highlight and remove that. After paying regular hourly rates, what is the average tip percentage for a dominatrix? Question asked. Once I find out the answer for that, I'll let you know. But as of right now, I don't have an answer. Then that sucks because I really wanted to know myself. 10 out of 10 funeral would recommend. Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, what is the percentage that is an acceptable tip for a dominatrix? For those of you who watch my streams after I'm done being live, the 300 people that watched my stream yesterday, please answer that if you have the answer to that. Because I don't know. I legitimately don't have any idea. Leanna Smith, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I don't really have many like videos on there yet because I don't understand how to work it myself. So yeah. Oh, I got 2% battery. No! May I kindly retrieve my alkaline what? From your temporary mobile living space. Lols. Yeah. That's crazy. Add me on Snapchat. Okay. Oh. You had me on Snapchat. It's easier. We're in North Carolina. North Carolina. How was it? I popped in. Good. I'm still live streaming. Ever took a night to listen? Oh, yes. Night is definitely the best time. Especially after it snows. Can't type. It's all good. Y'all love me anyways. So I'm going to go cover him up with a blanket. He's sleeping. He's snoozing away. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. It's almost 1 o'clock and my battery's about dead and I don't have my charger. So I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go ahead and cover him up with a blanket and then I'm going to skedoodle out of here. Pray for me that I drive home safe and I hope y'all have a good night. Deuces. Or do you guys want to raid a stream? Let me see if I can raid a stream for you guys. Do you guys want to raid a stream? Let me see who's live right now. If it'll let me, my battery might die. Damn it, I just clicked on the wrong thing too. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm at 1.9. Hold on. I want to show you this before I go off. Hold on. Don't go nowhere yet. I gotta show you this. I'm at 1.9. Yes. Oh, thank you guys. I'm so much closer. I'm so much closer. Thank you. Harvey Dent, I'm sorry. I'll have to catch you next time. My battery's about dead. And I'm not at home. I don't have my charger. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow at 10 p.m. Y'all have a good night. I don't think I can get it to read. I don't know how to read. Let me check and see. Let me see who's alive right now. Black's not on here yet. What about lava? Nope. I do want to share you guys with Amaranth, though. Are you guys still here? Yeah. I'm going to send you guys to Amaranth, or try to. Y'all have a good night. You'll like her. She's hot.